Hello everyone, welcome back to another playthrough of Tin Helm. So, as always, I'm going to take our characters, flip them over, shuffle them all up, and then I'll flip this whole stack over, and whatever we end up with on the bottom will be the character we play as for this video. And it will be the Kroling. Alright, so we will play as the Kroling. And then now with all of them face up, I'll shuffle these up again, flip them over, and whatever's on the back will be our class we use. The only exception will be if it happens to be the same class I played as with the Kroling last time. And so, the Marauder. So Kroling Marauder. I do not believe that is what we had last time. I don't believe so. Okay, so we will start with the axe and bedroll. Right at the bottom. Okay. So, here we have the Kroling, whose ability, we have 8 health, 8 energy, no food. Once per dungeon level while in combat, the Kroling may flip a single die to the reverse side when determining damage. And then the Marauder, we can spend 1 energy to increase our damage by 1, 2 energy for 5, 3 energy for 8. We get an additional 5 health and 2 energy, and we start with the axe and bedroll items. The axe, when you roll doubles during combat, you may reroll. You may discard this card to deal damage equal to the sum of rolling 2 dice instead of subtracting them. So once per game, you get a huge buff to your attack, but you also just never miss. And then bedroll, gain 1 extra health when you rest at a campsite. So normally at a campsite, you gain 2 health and 1 energy. This lets you gain 3 health and 1 energy. Okay, so our starting HP is going to be 8 plus 5 is 13, so almost max health. And then our energy is going to be 8 plus 2, so 10 energy. And we will start with 0 food. Okay. And so let's get started. So our first area is the statue. It has a trap and a chest. I will go to the statue, see what it can give us right off the bat here. So we have the kitchen. So we're going to take 2 health, and then we get the wedge. Wedge is an interesting item to get right at the start. So the wedge, you may discard this card to avoid combat with an enemy. I think I might use that against something like the Doom Skull, maybe, since it can always attack first. I don't know, we'll see. Then we have the quarters, which has a fight and another chest. And you know what? I'll go to the quarters. Maybe we can get another really good item right at the start here. Ooh, we have a wraith, and then our chest is going to be empty. That sucks. So the wraith is going to have 5 health plus 1 because we're on the first level of the dungeon, so 6 health. It does 1 bonus damage, has no defense, gain 2 favor when we kill it, and you lose 1 favor every time the wraith successfully hits during combat. So, I'm going to pay 2 energy to attack. Oh my goodness. We get a 2 and a 6, so that is 4 damage, plus 5 is 9 damage, which is way more than 6, so that will kill it and give us 2 favor. And that is that. Then we have the sewers. I will definitely go to the sewers. And our trap does nothing. We will gain 3 health, which will just put me back to max, and gain 1 energy from the campsite. And then I will roll to see if we gain any food. We get a 5, so we get food. Let's go. I love that. Okay, so now we have the sanctum here. It's a trap and a fight. I'm going to skip the sanctum. All right. And then we end up in the catacombs where we will have to fight a possessor. Alright, Possessor has 6 health plus 1 because we're on the first level of the dungeon, 7 health, 1 bonus damage, 1 defense, and gain 2 favor when we kill it. And when you defeat a Possessor, you gain a shard. So that will give us 1 of our 3 shards that we need in order to win the game. Okay. So I will begin let's see, I need to do total of basically 8 damage. I will spend 2 energy to attack. So roll a dice here. We get a 1 and a 5. That is a 4 plus 5 is 9. 9 minus 1 defense is 8. It has 7 health, so that is enough to kill it immediately. So that will give us 2 more favor and a shard. This is going great so far. And then our event is a Doom Skull. Whoops. So the Doom Skull always attacks first. It has 4 health. We're at the first level of the dungeon, so it has 5 health. No bonus damage, no bonus defense, and we will gain 1 favor when we kill it. Since I'm still at max health, I think I'm okay with just getting hit by it, so I'll let it hit me. 4 and a 3, so I will take, let's see, it's at 5 health, and I will take 1 damage. Then I will spend 1 energy to attack. We get a 5 and a 6, so that is 1 damage plus 1, so 2 damage, brings it down to 3. Not ideal. Then Doomskull will attack us again. We get a 4 and a 3, so we take 1 damage again. I will spend 1 energy to attack again. Oh my goodness, we get a 2 and a 3, so that's a 1 damage plus 1, so 2 damage down to 1, and then it gets to attack us again. 2 and a 3, we take 1 damage. And then for 0 energy, I will punch it in the face to deal 1 damage and kill it, and we will gain 1 favor. That didn't quite go how I planned, but it also wasn't the worst either. So now we have a waterfall, and you know what? I will go to the waterfall. It's just an event in the water. The event is the Grove. Okay, so at the Grove we will roll a die, and we will gain food. 6! Oh. So on a 6, we gain 2 mushrooms, so we get 2 food. Then we go to the watering, the well or the water space or whatever. Oh my gosh, we get another 5. So we gain another food. I am just the luckiest person on the planet this run for gaining food, apparently. Then we have the Old Well, which is just a fight and a water. I'll go to the Old Well. It'll be fine. And we will fight the Skelipede. So the Skelipede has 3 HP plus 1 because we're on the first level of the dungeon. No damage, 1 defense, 1 favor when we kill it. Skelipedes do not miss when they attack. They always reroll doubles. Okay, so it'll have 4 health. I will simply spend 1 energy to attack again. We get a 3 and a 6. Perfect. Kind of. So that is 3 plus 1 is 4, minus 1 defense is 3. So it goes down to 1, and then it still gets to hit us. 2 and a 4. So that's 2 damage. But you know what? I'm going to use the Kroling once per dungeon level while in combat. The Kroling may flip a single die to the reverse side when determining damage. So I will flip this 4 to a 3. So now I'll only take 1 damage. So ouch. And then I will spend 0 energy, punch it in the face, which will give us 1 favor, and kill the Skelipede. Okay. And then we will roll to see if we gain any food again. 3, not this time. Luck finally ran out on that one. Okay, so we will go to the second level of the dungeon, eat 1 food, and then shuffle these up. And move on. Okay, so we did lose over half our energy, got 1 shard, and lost a bit of health. It's kind of okay. We did get a ton of food. I'd say that was a pretty average day 1. It wasn't amazing, but it wasn't terrible either. Okay, we got the quarters again. Is a fight in a chest? I'll go to the quarters. It'll be fine. So we have to fight a Doom Skull. You know what? I'll use the wedge to just not have to deal with that. So no Doom Skull. And then we get the ring as our loot. So the ring, once per dungeon level, you may spend 1 favor to avoid combat with an enemy. Beautiful. And then we have the Catacombs, which is a fight and an event. I will skip the Catacombs. And we go to the sewers. So we will lose 2 health from the trap, going down to 7. And then at the campsite, I will gain 3 health and 1 energy. So I'll bring us back to 10 health and 5 energy. And then I will roll to see if we gain any food from fishing. 4, not quite. Gotta be a 5 or a 6. Then we have the kitchen, which is a fight and a campsite. And you know what? I'll go to the kitchen. I'm sure it'll be fine. So we have to fight a spider. We gotta love a good old spider. So 3 health plus 2, because we're on the second dungeon level. So 5 health, 1 bonus damage, no defense, gain 1 favor when we kill it. You lose 1 energy every time the spider successfully hits during combat. Okay, so 5 health. I mean, if I spend 2 energy, it's literally impossible for me to mess it up. So I will spend 2 energy to attack. Wow, 1 and a 6. Should have just spent 1 energy, apparently. To deal 5 plus 5 is 10 damage. It has no defense. We dealt double its HP. It's giga dead. Gain 1 favor for killing it. And then we'll go to the campsite where I will gain 3 health and 1 energy. Okay. Then we have the chasm, which is just a fight, and I will simply go to the chasm. I will have to fight a Skelepede, which is going to have 5 health. Let's see here. 5 health and a defense, so effectively 6 health. I'll spend 2 energy to attack. Ooh, 6 and 6, but when he rolls during combat, you may re-roll, because we have the axe. So I will simply re-roll. 1 and 1, once again, I will simply re-roll. 4 and 5, ooh. So that's 1 plus 5 is 6. That's totally fine, because 6 minus 1 is 5. It has 5 health, so it is still dead. We will gain 1 favor. Then we have the Sanctum. I will skip the Sanctum. Ooh, and we get the stash, but inside the chest is a Mimic. And you know what? I think I'm just going to spend 1 favor on the ring and just skip that fight. I don't think I want to do that. So then we have the Old Well, which is a fight and a water. I think I'll skip the Old Well too. I don't need more fights. Well, our event at the waterfall is Dark Rats. So we're going to have 2 health plus 2 because we're on dungeon level 2, 0 bonus damage, 0 defense, gain 1 favor when we kill it. And whenever you defeat a Dark Rats, you gain 1 food. Yummy. So I'm actually just going to spend 1 energy to attack. 6 and 6, and you know what? I'm going to use the Kroling's ability to flip this 6 to a 1. And so that is now 5 damage. Bumped by 1 is 6. That is way more than 4. And so that will kill the Dark Rats, giving us 1 favor and also giving us 1 food. Yummy. Then I will roll a die to see if we fish for any food as well in the water symbol. 4, not quite. Okay. So now we will move on to the 3rd dungeon level, eating 1 food and shuffling these all up once more. So that was a pretty terrible day 2. We're back at max health, but we only have 1 energy left. We have the same amount of food that we started with. And we did not find any shards. So not looking great, going to be honest with you. So we have the statue. I will go to the statue. The trap is going to be 1 energy. Ouch. So a 1 energy trap means we no longer have any energy, and our loot is going to be a gill net. So the gill net is simply just going to allow us, when resolving a location with a water icon, you may roll 3 times instead of 1. Each success gains you 1 food. So potentially more food from fishing. Oh, we have the Sanctum. I'm going to skip the Sanctum and potentially regret it, but it'll be fine. So skip the Sanctum. And we go to the quarters where we will have to fight a Possessor and a Mimic. Yowza. So fight the Possessor, which is going to have 9 HP. I'm going to eat all 3 of my food to gain 3 energy, and then I'm going to spend all 3 of my energy to attack. We get a 6 and a 3, so that is 3 plus 8 is 11. 11 minus 1 is 10. 10 is greater than its 9 health, so it will perish, gaining 10 favor, or 2 favor, putting us at 10 favor, and then we will gain a shard for killing it. Okay. It's possible to win technically, but it is possible to win, but we're going to have to do it quick because I am now out of energy and food. So I'm going to skip the old well because I do not want to go to another fight at the moment. Or sorry, no, we have to fight another Mimic. But I'm going to spend 1 favor to skip that fight with the Mimic. Okay, and then I will skip the old well, and we find ourselves in a corridor where we take a 2 health trap, and then we have to fight the Dark Rats, which is okay. So the Dark Rats are going to have 5 health. 5 health. And then, what am I going to do here? I don't have any way to roll because I don't have any energy, so I just have to spend 0 energy to punch the rats and then let them hit me. So they get a 6 and a 5, so they deal 1 damage. Ouch. Then I will deal 1 damage back, and then they will attack again. 2 and a 4. Owie. So that's 2 damage. Then I will punch them for 1 damage again. They will hit me back. Getting a 1 and a 4. Ow. So that is 3 damage. 8 down to 5. Then I'll punch them again, and then they will attack me again. 6 and 4. So that's another 2 damage, and then I will punch them again, gaining 1 favor, gaining 1 food, and moving on. But now we have the kitchen, which is just a fight in a campsite. I really need to avoid a fight as much as possible, so I will skip the kitchen. We have the event is the Labyrinth, which sucks. The Labyrinth... You find yourself lost in a cavernous maze. Spend 1 food to escape. Okay. So spend 1 food to escape. And then we're at a campsite, which is rough. I'm going to gain 3 health and 1 energy and really hope for the best here. Now we have the Catacombs, which is another fight. Again, I really just want to avoid a fight as much as possible, so I will skip the Catacombs. We will go to the Waterfall, which will be another Labyrinth. And unfortunately, if you have 0 food or energy, spend 3 health to escape. So I will go back down to 3 health, because I have to spend 1 food, 2 energy, or 3 health, and I don't have enough energy to spend. So roll for... food, but we have the gill net, so actually we roll 3 dice, so I'll roll 2. We get 2 5s, we get 2 food, that's incredible, and then I get to roll 1 more. A 2, okay. But 2 food does a lot. Then we have the chasm, which is just a fight, and unfortunately I think I kind of have to, because I know that the other side of the chasm is just all bad. I don't think there's a single good thing you get by skipping the chasm, so I will go to the chasm as much as I don't want to. And we will fight the Dark Rats. Okay. That is, I guess, about as good as I could hope for. So 2 plus 3, 5 health. And then I will spend 1 energy to attack. Getting a 1 and a 6. Beautiful. That is 5 plus 1 is 6 damage, which is enough to kill it, gaining 1 favor and another food. Then we will move on to the next dungeon level, all the way at dungeon level 4. Eating 1 food. And shuffling everything up. And doing our best to not die here. This is a rough one. We have our ring back, so that can help us skip 1 fight. We still have our axe. So worst comes to worst, I can eat 1 food, gain 1 energy, spend that 1 energy, and then use the discard the axe to add our dice together instead of just subtracting them. So that's good. So I can probably beat maybe 2 fights. Makes me feel a little safe, but like it's still pretty dire right now. We need to find the final shard very quickly here. Oh, and we have to go to the chasm immediately. Well, like I said earlier, I know the other side of the chasm is usually worse than just the 1 fight, so I will go to the chasm and we will fight a spider with a whopping 7 HP. I will eat 1 food to gain 1 energy, and then I will spend that energy to attack. Ugh. We get 6 and 6, and you know what? I'm going to do the exact thing that I just said. I'm going to discard the axe to make that 6 plus 6 instead of 6 minus 6. And so that's going to be 12 plus 1 is 13, which is more than enough to kill the spider, gaining 1 favor. And moving on to the Sanctum. I will skip the Sanctum. We have the Stash, which is going to be the Mimic. I'm going to spend 1 favor to use the Ring to ignore the fight with the Mimic. Then we have the Quarters, which is a fight in a chest. I really need to avoid a fight right now. I will skip the Quarters. We will go to the Waterfall, where we meet the Pigman. The Pigman's just going to bless us with 1 favor because I don't have the turnip. And then I will roll 3 dice for the water. We get a 1 and 3, that's nothing, and then 1 more. 5, so we do get 1 more food. That's great. Then we go to the clearing. This is an event and a campfire. Here's the thing, though. I know that there's a shrine on the other side of the clearing. So I'm going to skip the clearing in the hopes that I will win the game. Okay. We have to fight a Skelipede. So we have to fight a Skelipede, but as you can see, our event is the shrine. And for those that don't know, the shrine just says you gain a shard. So it is all coming down to this fight with this Skelipede. Skelipedes cannot miss. It's going to have 3 HP plus 4. It has 7 health. I do not have an axe. I do not have a ring. I'm going to spend 2 food to gain 2 energy. I will spend 2 energy to attack. We are looking for 3 damage to kill it immediately, and at least 2 damage to be able to punch it for 1 to kill it next turn. If we only get 1 damage or a miss, it's looking pretty bad. So here we go. Oh, that sucks. It was a miss. Okay, Skelipede literally cannot miss, so please be gentle. Oh, 1 and 3, that is 2 damage, putting us down to 1. Oh, right. Unfortunately, I don't have any energy to spend, so that is it. Because I will spend 0 energy, punch it, deal 1 damage, and now it literally cannot miss. So rolling is kind of useless, but it'll deal 2 damage, and unfortunately, that is it. We lose the game right at the finish line because of a miss. That sucks. Man. Both Mort and now this, just failing right at the finish line just due to like a bad roll right at the end, at the critical moment. That sucks. Sucks a lot. I'm trying to be not upset about it, but I'm a little upset about it. But anyway, thank you all so much for watching. I will see you all in the next video.